There's magic in your backyard. Go and find it.
We'll head around to all the towns. Head away, holiday. Come with us, we'll take you round South Aussie with Cosi.
G'day gang, I am super pumped to bring you this afternoon's episode of South Aussie with Cosi. Why? Well, I'm in my old stomping ground. This is Gawler. It was the first country town in South Australia and only the second place that William Light actually designed. In the next half hour, I'll show you the history and what this place has become. It's an exciting story to tell. And I reckon in the next half hour, I'm going to convince you to live, work, play and do business right here in Gawler. I've found a florist shop in Gawler that's actually got a fortune teller in it. I kid you not. We're going to find out why nurseries in South Australia are getting cafes in them and what tragedy happened in 1901 that actually led to the death of these 6 horses and their driver. Gawler is the gateway to the Barossa Valley. And did you know, for a town of around 20,000 people, there's a very high number of pubs here. In fact, there are 9 pubs in Gawler. Trust me, folks, I have been to every single one of them. Food here is also absolutely brilliant. This place is called Cafe Nova. Now, I wouldn't normally promote Nova, but this place is a real hit. They're famous for their dessert pizzas. Now, in my whole life, I've never had a dessert pizza. What do you think would be on a dessert pizza? There's only one way to find out.
Everybody loves the dessert pizzas. You know, they've got the Mars bar, the flake, you cook the base, you cook the chocolate, ingredients go form together, then they put the ice cream on it and people love it.
The boys here, we've got Bailey and spot this man, former Adelaide Crow, Grant Filkey, played how many games?
Not many.
Not many. I think it was 3. How many was it?
24,
I reckon. 24,
Yeah, you're the brains of the outfit. Now, you guys are locals. What do you love about the place?
It's probably the hub of Gawler for food, pizzas, coffees, everything. It's just where everyone comes.
Yep.
Even after the movies and stuff like that, it's entertainment hub of Gawler. Yeah, it's very good.
Good atmosphere, good people, and good food. Fantastic food.
On you, boys. Good luck. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Gawler's famous for the Gawler Christmas carols. Yeah, we put on an event for about 4,000 or 5,000 people. A free event for the community to get involved.
Yeah, it's a cracking night. I hosted it a few years back. Stacks of people, and it's a free night out as well. That's a bargain.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
Welcome back, folks. I'm pumped to be showing you around my old stomping ground here at Gawler East. I went to Roseworthy College. I played footy for Freeling. I lived out at Two Wells, and Gawler was where my whole life was all about for almost 10 years. But Gawler's changed so much, and this place, Springwood, if you haven't heard of it before, what it is going to do for not just Gawler, but the northern suburbs is out of this world. There are over 2,000 homes going to be built in this beautiful hillside area here, nestled just on the outskirts of Gawler and so close to the Barossa Valley.
We are hugely proud of what's going on at Springwood. Springwood is a development of about 2,000 homes on completion. We're about 300, 350 or so through at the moment. It's one of the largest projects in South Australia.
We've been here for about 4.5 years. We came here just to get a bit more space because we've got 2 big dogs and I wanted somewhere for the kids to run around, so we decided to come out here with a bigger block. We could pick exactly what we wanted with building. We love it, don't we?
Within Springwood, we've got a lot of land to work with. There's over 200 hectares of land that we're working with here, so we've made a decision to not just pursue lots of density, but actually to create bigger open spaces. We've got major new kickabout spaces like you've got here. We're spending $1 million on this park. We've got a 4-kilometre connected cycle and pedestrian path that goes from one side to the other. We've got a creek line that we're rehabilitating for people to use. So you can come here and buy a low maintenance, small villa house, or you could buy a 2,000 square metre block of land overlooking the new creek.
What do you like about your house?
My room,
Tell me about your room. What's so cool about it?
because I like my bed. Well, my favourite thing is that, most nights I love to walk my dog up and down to the playground because it's a really nice playground.
So what we've got here is the new Highfield Park. A year and a half ago at the show, we ran an exercise where local kids could come and pot their own seedling. We're going to invite them all back out so they can plant their own tree, which over time, as they continue to enjoy Highfield Park, they'll be able to come and watch it grow. One of the most exciting things about the Springwood development is our village centre. We'll have a new full-service supermarket, plus pharmacy, cafe, bakery, restaurants. We're looking at a medical facility there, which would be GP, with dentists, with physio. We're also looking at a new childcare operation.
The size of this project for Gawler is massive. They're building 2,000 homes. The number of SA jobs that creates is astronomical. Like this skilled labourer right here laying lawn today. Oh, you had one job to do, just one job.
One of the big things for us here at Springwood is a major new Gawler East Link Road. That's a $65 million major road that connects the middle of Springwood, improves accessibility to the northern suburbs and back to the CBD.
Before I wrapped it up, I wanted to ask what type of South Aussies are calling this place home?
We do have a real diversity and a real mix of people who are buying here. It's a great community that we've got, and that's all the way from first home buyers through to the downsizer and retiree.
I want you to imagine living just 50 metres from your mum or your mother-in-law. Is that handy or scary?
I love the fact that we've built just a few metres down the road from mum and dad. It's going to be such a good help for us and babysitting, and also we can just walk straight down to the park, put the dog on the leash and have a barbecue on the weekends. It's brilliant.
How much do you charge for babysitting?
Oh, nothing. I do it for love. I love it. I love it.
I'll take every Saturday night from now to the end of the year.
All right. You're booked in then. I don't mind. I love it. And I've seen your two girls, so they're beautiful.
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
I whacked it up on the South Aussie with Cosi Facebook page and I asked the question, where is the best cafe north of the city? And this place came up time and time again. It's in Gawler and it's called Cafe Sia. And you know what I love about this place? South Australian owned family business. This place, I've heard, is awesome.
So we're located at Gawler Green Shopping Centre, based in Evanston, and Cafe Sia is a family-operated business, all about food and quality and service. At Cafe Sia, we have a wide range of burgers, pasta, arancini balls, sweet potato fries, halloumi with barossa chorizo.
What's the key to making a good coffee?
It's all about the perfect shot and the texture of the milk. It has to be silky smooth. Brings out the crema out of the coffee. Gawler is great because the locals, they support you. They support local businesses and small businesses. We're like a little community. Yeah, everyone just supports each other.
It's without question, Gawler is a happening place. I went to uni just north of Gawler at Roseworthy College, and Gawler's become a real hub for education.
Trinity College is based in Gawler. Over 5,000 kids go to that school, and it's the biggest school, private school in South Australia. It's fabulous. It's a great asset to our town.
5,000 students, crikey, that's not a school, that's a suburb. No one's prouder of Gawler than the Mayor, Karen Redmond.
Oh, I love being Mayor. I think it's a privilege serving the people of Gawler. We're in Murray Street, which is in the heart of Gawler, which is, I guess, the beginning of the Barossa Valley, so it's a beautiful part of South Australia, and we're standing right in front of the beautiful new Gawler Civic Centre, 2 state heritage buildings that have been beautifully restored. We believe our history is our future here in Gawler. Gawler was the first country town in South Australia. It was critically important in the development of our state and also our nation. The Institute was built in 1870 and the Town Hall was built in 1878. Fine, beautiful examples of civic buildings that we've now redeveloped. Wonderful example of what you can do when you really back your history but bring it into the 21st century.
Gawler is literally loaded with history. Now, let's talk about history. When you think famous, historic Australian songs, you think Waltzing Matilda, National Anthem, but there is one other song that was written right here in Gawler, and that's what this plaque's to celebrate, that you may not remember unless you went to school back in the 1970s.
The Institute Committee was formed in 1857 here in Gawler, and 2 years after that, in 1859, for their second anniversary, they decided to have a competition. And the competition was to write a national patriotic song. The Song of Australia came out of that. And so the Song of Australia is really well known in South Australia. I think sung in nearly every school in South Australia for many, many years. And I think most people in South Australia think it should be the national anthem. And so, yeah, it was born here in Gawler. It's a great story.
The main street of Gawler is a wonderful example of heritage architecture. It certainly demonstrates the wealth that was in this town in the early days because, of course, there was enormous manufacturing. The iron forges were very, very big here. In fact, probably most of the iron lace you see in Adelaide was done here. And also the farm machinery industry was built here.
Well, the Eagle Foundry started off as an actual foundry in 1870. A guy by the name of David Thompson started this foundry, and in his heyday he employed about 20 people. He made these things. These are called ploughshares, and these are like the implements that go onto the tines for the cultivators and that type of thing, and they were the bread and butter lines of the Eagle Foundry, and they turned over about 20,000 of them every year. So he branched out and did other things like lace work. You see a lot of lace work around the town, a lot of fences around the town that were done here. The Kingsford Hotel, the Old Bushman Hotel, all the lace work and all the balustrades were all done here at the Eagle Foundry when it was a working foundry. And now, rather than just demolish the place, it's been added onto and it's been turned into a bed and breakfast, and it's been a bed and breakfast for about 20 odd years.
This is Vidoulis Garden Centre in Gawler. I think it's great to come and visit these places. You don't have to spend $1 single on plants and you'll still have a great time. I'll show you.
I think it's going back to nature. You know, when you're in amongst green things, you know, if you're feeling blue, see green. It does make you feel better, for sure.
This place was actually started by Milton's father. His name was Parry. Have a look at him. This was way back in 1960. That moustache is something else. The biggest question is, what fertiliser is he using on that mow? There's another fact about this nursery that you probably don't know. This nursery was the second nursery in the whole of Australia to ever start a cafe. Nowadays, most nurseries have got cafes, but this one started it all. Well, not really started it all, they were second, so they basically copied the other one, but still, they were high up the chain. Feed amongst the plants, how good's that? Here's a question. Why on earth would you bother bringing kids to a nursery?
If you can start showing kids how fun it is to grow plants, especially vegetables, they really appreciate it. And guess what? If kids grow broccoli, they eat broccoli.
There really is a plant for everybody at this nursery, including this one here for under $5. In fact, there's loads of stuff for under $5, but this one I've picked out specifically for a reason. This is a Chinese money tree. My mum and dad got me one of these years and years ago. I think every house in South Australia should have one because the Chinese believe that this plant brings wealth and money into your house. So I promise till the day I die, I will always have one of these growing in my house, and you should too for luck. So if this is the cheapest, what's the most expensive plant in this nursery? And this monster behind me in this ginormous pot is the most expensive thing you could buy. How much do you reckon it costs? Totally your guess. 1,000? Higher, lower? It's $3,000. But if you call now, he'll give you $5 off. Now, I love to play a game I like to call Facebook hide and seek. I get some free stuff, I hide it somewhere in South Australia, I put the location up on Facebook, and you guys have to find it, and when you do, you get to keep it. Now, I've convinced Milton from Vidoulis Garden Centre to give me 20 of these. These are the Chinese money trees. I've got 20 of these and 20 South Aussie with Cosi stubby holders. I'm going to hide them here in Gawler down by the river in the fig tree. The first 20 of you Facebook friends to find them get to keep one for free. Good luck. You've got no idea the amount of joy it brings me watching your photos roll in as you collect your free stuff. You know, I've done this Facebook hide and seek tons of times, and not once has anybody got greedy and stole everything. How good's that?
South Aussie with Cosi. South Aussie with Cosi.
Here I am in the main street of Gawler, and this building is loaded with history, and it is the home of Deb. What did this used to be?
Originally, upstairs it used to be the telephone exchange, and downstairs was the local post office.
And it was built back in the 1800s. How about that? That is crazy. But if I said to you, this place is much more than a florist, right? It's not just a florist. And I said there's actually 5 other things that you can do here that have got nothing to do with flowers. You'd probably think, Cosi's lost his mind. But Deborah, I'd be right, wouldn't I?
You'd be dead right.
Righto, you can show us number 1.
So this used to be the telephone booth, and now we've turned into a street library for everybody to be able to help themselves to books. So the whole idea is that people can donate books, or if they like, they can swap a book, they can take books, or whatever they want to do. So if they've got excess at home and, you know, they've finished reading them or whatever, then they can come here and so whoever wants to, they can get another book and don't have to pay for it. It's all free.
What? Harry's actually a woman? Number 2, this place has actually got an area decked out for Bella, the fortune teller. You can have your clairvoyancy stuff done here in the florist shop. That's amazing. Michaela's doing it right now. I'll take this for you. Okay, pick a card, any card. What does a death card mean?
Told you there was more than just a florist. This is number 3. We actually are a gift shop as well. We actually do a lot of consignment stuff that local people make. E.g. these beautiful grazing trays made out of wine barrels, local wine barrels. It's nice to be able to have something unique in the shop that people can buy. You can't get anywhere else.
At number 4, this place is actually a coffee shop as well. Not only just any coffee shop, they serve 100% organic coffee. Oh, it's very hot. Oh, there's none in there because we're just filming, but I don't drink coffee. But it is a good coffee shop. And coming in at number 5, the 5 things that you can do apart from buying flowers at this joint is this outdoor area.
It is, and we're calling it the Gallery Symposium.
Ooh,
so
what is
it's open. It's a pop-up cafe that you can sit down, you can play games if you want to, have tea and coffee, you can have something to eat and drink here.
I'm here in the main street of Gawler, and I just bumped into this young fella. This is Ethan. He actually, almost a year ago to this day, came out with me on work experience on South Aussie with Cosi. Fair to say you would have learned a fair bit, mate?
Oh, learned heaps from you, Cosi.
There's some very fine moments from that day of me treating Ethan with the utmost respect.
Definitely.
So out he come. Ethan was our work experience boy for the day, and he got the hang of things really quickly. Before we knew it, he was a full-blown TV roadie pro. Towards the end of the day, I got him with one of the oldest work experience tricks in the book. A horn beep as he walked past the bonnet of my car. Good luck, young fella. Ah, Ethan, those were the memories, huh? We were all so young. Now, nowadays, what Ethan hasn't told you is that he actually, after that day, was inspired to become a TV global superstar. I don't know where he picked it up from. He actually started your own show.
That's right, that's right. So I started my own show called Off the Couch with Ethan, and it's a travel type show all about trying to get young people off the couch and
Yeah, not
into
too much
the
about
great
your show,
outdoors with
Ethan.
their
Not
families.
too much about your show. I'll tell you what I will do. I wouldn't normally promote another channel, Ethan, but Ethan's show's on Channel 44, the community channel in South Australia. I'll play a little bit for you. This is Ethan off the couch.
Come on, teenagers. What view would you rather? Your computer game screen or this?
Now, this is much more exciting to come out and see and touch it and feel it than looking at it from a PowerPoint in your science class. This rock's actually older than your science teacher.
Wow, he's actually pretty good. All right, mate, enough about your show. Get off. This is about my show. Get off, mate. Get off. That's enough. You know, you give
Offthecouchwithethan.com.au.
You give them an inch, and they take a mile. Well, sadly, my friends, that's all we've got time for. What an absolute hoot to be able to show you around my old stomping ground, Gawler, and this area. It is simply brilliant. Now, before I go, I found a photo today that just blew me away. This is one of the most amazing historic photos that I've ever seen in my life. Take a look at this. This photo was taken in 1901, and sadly, these 6 horses and their driver got struck by lightning. All of them were killed, and it happened right here in Gawler. Gawler's an amazing place, and I encourage every single person watching to either come and visit or come and do business in Gawler. It's a vibrant town, and don't forget, it was the very first town ever built in South Australia, of course, designed by Sir William Light. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
We'll head around to all the towns. Head away, holidays.
This place is family-run, group of... fudge it. I would have swore if you guys weren't here. Thanks so much for supporting everything I do, and don't forget, tune in to Beck and Cosi on Hit 107 tomorrow morning from 6, and I'll see you there.